YouTubes, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, talking to a camera is hard. It's been a really long time. I don't think I've filmed a video since November, and it must be earlier. I don't think I've filmed a video since August. Not like face to face, and it's January now. So I pre-filmed a whole bunch of content because I knew I would need some kind of maternity leave, and here I am. I have a second child. He's 3.5 weeks old now, and my brain is melting about half the time, but he's perfect and we're happy, and I'm so happy not to be pregnant anymore, to be honest. It was rough towards the end. And also, new space! We moved! So the end of last year was beyond chaotic, to be honest. I'm excited to get into the swing of things again. I'm easing into this slowly. I don't have any expectations of doing a whole lot of work, but I want to. I've missed this. I've missed using the creative side of my brain, just any kind of side of my brain that isn't breastfeeding babies, toddlers. But on the other hand, I love that. So, baby is sleeping right now. I have him on the monitor here, and we're just gonna do a bit of a chit chat. I'm not sure what this video is actually gonna be, but I wanted to get back into the swing of things and feel comfortable actually talking to the camera again, because it has been a while. I don't have a whole lot of like intentions or goals for 2025, except maybe survive having 2 very small kids. But I definitely like to keep making videos because I really enjoyed that last year, and I'd also like to get on a bit more of a regular schedule so that I don't have these long gaps where I don't film and then I feel really awkward when I start up again. I have a new sewing space to figure out what's good, how we do with the lighting, and all of that kind of thing, so that'll be fun. I'm also really excited to get to decorate a bit more, but we'll see when any of that happens. I guess initially I just wanted to chat about some of the current projects. I pulled out some unfinished projects. I thought I'd ease myself into making again, and I've had this quilt lying around for, as I said, around 5 years I think, and I haven't touched it in ages. So pulled that out, thought I could do some like cozy quilting. It doesn't really require that much brain power, it's just sit down and do it. So that'll be good. Also, it'd be nice to actually hang up in this space. I was thinking it could like be a fun statement piece to put on the wall somewhere. Du er med på filmen. Så i hvert fald. Also have some plans for some new makes, and I want to show off some stuff I already did make. So while the tail end of my pregnancy, I made this little patchwork vest. I'll insert some B-roll of it. Still doesn't quite fit me how I think it will fit me eventually, but it's fine. It's very fun and festive, and I had a whole lot of fun making it. Okay, so upcoming plans. So with having a newborn, all of my thoughts currently revolve around breastfeeding around the clock. So I want to make some new stuff for my wardrobe, and it has to be able to accommodate my size fluctuations because I'm quite a bit bigger right now than I hopefully will be within the next year. And also my boobs are massive, which is fun, and also I need constant access to them because I am solely breastfeeding the kid. So I have borrowed a pattern from my mother, a dress pattern that I'm gonna make up, but it needs some heavy changes to actually be able to accommodate boob access. I played around with some things in my last pregnancy, so I know that having like a center opening doesn't work very well for the way I work and the way my boobs point, to be honest. I need more side access. Let me just check if someone came home. Hold up. I did hear someone. I wasn't crazy. Oh yeah, we were talking about the pattern from my mother. Let me just find it for you. So this is the pattern I borrowed from my mother, and I'm making view A because I don't really love the bell sleeves. So we're gonna go for like the more gathered sleeve. I actually really like the fabric the model is wearing in the picture, but I couldn't find anything similar to that. I went fabric shopping yesterday and they had a sale and I stayed in the sale section. Also, it's not like a huge fabric store, it's a new one that's local to me now. So they don't have like the biggest selection, but I did find, let me pull that out, this lovely floral. And it's on a darker background, so I think it should work as like an all season thing, so hopefully it won't read as too summery. I think I'm probably gonna make like an entire video dedicated to how I hack the pattern and actually make it breastfeeding friendly, but this is the fabric we're going for. And then at the fabric store, I couldn't resist. Isn't it gorgeous? It's, I think it was mostly viscose and then just a tiny bit of nylon. And I have a pair of stretchy pants that are like all I'm wearing at the moment currently. And I thought I could try and replicate that pant pattern and make me some very fun pants out of this. You know, it's kind of in the intersection between loungewear and nice wear. So I think that'll be fun. And honestly, the color just makes me happy. I love a good yellow. Back and forth and back and forth. I think the final thing I want to try and show you at least. So about a week ago, I suddenly had the energy to actually start working on stuff. So I pulled out some knitting. If you remember my roundup video, you'll have seen that I knitted a neck warmer. And I've since realized that I made the actual opening to the head right on the edge of too small. I can only barely get it over my head, and also I wish I had extended it so it covered more of my chest area. So I have found a different pattern. I'm making a second version that is just going to be more of a square that'll come down and cover a bit more if I made it long enough. I didn't bother checking it in the mirror or anything, which this was just like something I could do while the kid naps, and it's leftover yarn from the first one, and we're just playing around, getting back into things. Brain fog moment. But honestly, I think that was what I had intended to show you at least. So I guess maybe we'll change the angle and do a bit more quilting, and then just some chit-chatting, honestly. See what I come up with. Okay, let me move all of my project stuff out of the way again and get back to quilting. I don't know if I have more I want to tell you, to be honest. I mean, I could definitely talk a bit more about how crazy the end of last year was between the move and everything, but I mean, yeah, moving, 7 months pregnant with a small child, it was never going to be really good. But we made it through, and I love the new house. It's definitely gonna be different. Oh, I'm really excited to see the light on all of this as well. I'm gonna have to relearn how to film in a new location and just figure out what I want to film as well. I definitely plan to keep up, and hopefully I can keep up with the posting schedule as well. That's my initial plan, to just still aim for 3 videos or a video every 3rd week, because that gives me a lot of slack on the back end. We actually just ordered our first family vacation. We haven't ever taken our oldest flying or out of the country. I mean, he's been to like Sweden in a car, I think. But like we ordered a full-on family vacation, the 4 of us. So actually around the time where my maternity leave or the maternity leave I've taken for myself are built into this. We're going on vacation just before Easter. But I think I should be able to have videos just going live so you again don't notice. And yeah, I'm really excited and honestly terrified to be traveling with 2 small kids. But I am sure that we can survive it, and hopefully we'll also have just like a bit of fun. Then there's the whole new sewing space. I had actually intended to film like showing off my that's hard to say, showing off my sewing space at the old house, but then we were getting really close to the move and it wasn't a priority. But I do want to share what I can of my new space. It's a bit of an awkward space at the moment, to be honest. It's this really big room and we're using one half of it as our bedroom and then the other half is my sewing room. So a bit further down the line, we're going to introduce some kind of a wall to actually divide up the space, but that's not for a long time coming, and I'm still not going to be sharing like footage of anything other than the sewing room, so there's going to be like some creative angles and stuff to keep my privacy private. And then I'm just excited to see how it works out with the new child in the mix as well. Yeah. Oh, I do have a couple of more projects lined up that I know I want to tackle. My raincoat is looking very sorry. I made it myself, I think actually 10 years ago. I think I'll be able to go back and find pictures of me in that from 2014. Wow, time flies. But anyway, I skipped like a whole bunch of the finishes on it, and I wasn't very experienced at sewing back then. I mean, it's held up beautifully, honestly, for the lack of input or the lack of finishes, but the fabric is wearing out. It's definitely not as water resistant as it once was. So that's another upcoming project I have planned, but I need to source materials, and I've been looking to see if I could find a better fabric store or a different fabric store. The one I usually go to, I've definitely learned over the past year and a half that they have an amazing selection, but the base quality of their fabric is it's on the cheap side. So a lot of it doesn't really stand up to the test of time. And I'd really like to source something a bit more ethically, maybe. So I've been looking around and I found one shop that I thought I'd go check out. I just really want to, I can find a lot of online stores, but I really want to be able to feel the fabric before I purchase it, so we'll see. But yeah, raincoat adventures are definitely on the horizon this year as well. And then I think I usually just do my sewing a bit like piecemeal, like what I think I need. Oh, I do have a Christmas project I'd like to finish before Christmas of this year, which that should be doable. I started a Christmas tree skirt a couple of years ago, which I also never finished. You'll see issues I had with that. It's a patchwork style tree skirt, and I need to fix some mistakes and sandwich it together and quilt it, and then it's essentially done. But I definitely think we're actually going to have a Christmas tree this year, so I want to have it finished by Christmas. Still not planning on making any baby clothes. We have a whole bunch from the first one, and it's just time and effort I don't want to spend on something that lasts so short. I think he's already growing out at the first size, and he's, as I said, 3.5 weeks old. So yeah, nope. Let me just give you a close-up of that. It looks really good. I really like how the blue makes the pinwheel pop. So just have to finish all of them. I've already done some, but yeah. This is new. My grandmother made it for me. It's like a little bucket for all of your thread ends, and then it's lined with some slippery material, like almost like raincoat or like a plasticky finished material. So it's essentially just like a little table bin for your scraps. She was very excited about it. She made one for herself, and yeah, wanted me to have one as well. My grandmother is still the coolest person I know. Still aiming to be like her. I also need to figure out how I'm actually going to hang this up. I think I had thought I would create some kind of like pocket along the top edge that I could then slide a rod into, hang the rod up somehow. But yeah, I'll have to come up with something. I think a whole lot of this, both this fabric here and the pure yellow, which is also the backing, is an old sheet set that I found at the thrift store. I actually think I made some of it into a dress, but it was a wrap dress, and I have issues with wrap dresses. Still haven't figured out the fit of those. So I probably pulled it apart again, used it for this project and other stuff. That's one of the fun things about this kind of sewing, just keep remaking. Getting to the end of this thread. Oh, another project we have to work on this year is the patchwork jacket project. I've actually made quite a bit of progress off camera since the last time you saw it. But I reached a point where I had to crawl around on the floor, and that wasn't something I was willing to do 9 months pregnant, so it's been put away. But that is definitely something that is upcoming as well. I think I've reached a point where I need to sandwich my layers together. I have everything sewed together. The patchwork top essentially, and I have my middle wool layer cut out. I think I need to find some lining fabric as well, but I'm going to be doing some stash busting for that, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to split this embroidery floss in 3, but it is not being very cooperative. It doesn't want to split. Let's try the other end. Well, thank you so much for watching this, whatever this video was, and I'll see you next time. Bye!